we have had some rather hopeful stuff recently, which I'm rather pleased to be able to talk about today. And it's this. Well, first of all, of course, I have to mention, don't I, that Elon Musk has bought Twitter. I have been trying to show reader, that's better. I have been trying to think of something funny or original I could say about it, but I can't think of anything beyond yay! Okay, right, now more good news. Lindsay Hoyle's demands to meet Mail on Sunday editor over Angela Rayner article rejected. All right, so for those of you who didn't see the video I made yesterday, it was as follows. The Mail on Sunday published an article in which they quoted an unnamed member of Parliament who could have been a man or a woman, but they decided it was going to be a man when it was reported. I mean, when people were busy taking offence, they decided it was going to be a man. It would be really funny if it turned out to be a woman, wouldn't it? This anonymous MP made the comment that Angela Rayner had, while possibly under the influence, she seems to be somewhat prone to that sort of thing. While under the influence of alcohol, she confessed that she made a habit of crossing and uncrossing her legs while Boris Johnson is answering questions during Prime Minister's question time. And that's what this unnamed MP said. And this brought up a storm of accusations, including from Boris Johnson, in which he called it misogynistic. I mean, if that's what the MP said, that Angela Rayner said, then you have to find out if she did say it, or what were the circumstances. You don't call that misogynistic. The truth is the truth. It's not misogynistic, it's not a racist, it's not anti-Semitic. I mean, if it's the truth, it's the truth. If somebody says something, there's nothing istic about it. All right, so, but it caused such a terrible storm, as I said, that the Prime Minister, instead of acting in a level-headed way and saying, well, we'll have to find out the circumstances of this, he resorted to all sorts of accusations. And Lindsay Hoyle, who is the Speaker of the House of Commons, who represents the House of Commons to the monarch, who's supposed to keep the House of Commons in line from a debating point of view, demanded to call in the Mail on Sunday editor to give him, it is a him, a dressing down about reporting this. Well, you know, I said in my previous video, I found this astonishing that somebody from the House of Commons should call in a news reporter about a report that he had made in his paper. This is just Putin-esque. All right, so I'm going to read this and I'm going to go on to the online harm bill, which I'm just going to cover briefly. Because, you know, they're going to be debating it for hours, so I can't do that. But I can draw it to your attention. Sir Lindsay Hoyle, had told MPs he'd arranged a meeting with David Dillon. So I don't know how they managed to... This is from GB News. I don't know how they managed to get this story, but Sir Lindsay told MPs he'd arranged a meeting actually means that Sir Lindsay had rung up David Dillon and had said, come in, and David Dillon had said yes, which also sounds weird. The editor of the Mail on Sunday has refused to attend a meeting. So either Sir Lindsay was were jumping the gun, was saying, was believing that him ringing the editor meant that the editor was going to turn up. Well, I mean, that's a terrible thing to assume. Or the GB News had got the wrong end of the stick. So I can't criticise Sir Lindsay until I've found out exactly what he meant, which is unlikely to come out now. Anyway, the editor of the Mail on Sunday has refused to attend a meeting with Commons Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle over the paper's controversial report about Angela Rayner. Sir Lindsay told MPs on Monday he had arranged a meeting with David Dillon. Okay, so it looks like Sir Lindsay actually had assumed that his command to Dillon to turn up meant that Dillon would turn up. I have to respectfully remind Sir Lindsay that he is not the monarch. Only the monarch can assume an invitation is a command. All right, so Lindsay told MPs on Monday he'd arranged a meeting with David Dillon following an outcry over claims the Labour deputy leader crossed and uncrossed her legs during Prime Minister's questions to distract Boris Johnson. Does anyone know what the Streisand Effect is? The Streisand Effect is it's to do with Barbara Streisand, who didn't want people to know where she lived, I think, and then some magazine published a big article about her house, and they showed exterior photos, and that showed where she lived, and she created a fuss about it, which of course meant that everybody knew where she lived. Well, if Angela Rayner really did want to distract from, if Angela Rayner really did want people not to treat her in a sexist and misogynistic way, she has gone exactly the wrong way about dealing with it. Well, as soon as the Mail article was published, she should have made light of it, and that's where it would have ended. She should have said, no, I don't want any fuss about this. It's not true. It's a misunderstanding, and that should have been the end of it, and then there wouldn't be this fuss. You'd think they had nothing better to occupy their minds. We have an immigrant crisis at the moment. Well, an illegal immigrant crisis. We still have COVID batting around here and there, overburdening hospitals occasionally. We do have a situation where the civil service isn't turning up for work because it had got into the habit of staying home. We have all sorts of problems. This is absolutely trivial. And if she's a politician, she should be able to take that sort of stuff. Okay, in his response to the Speaker published in the Daily Mail, good for you, Daily Mail, Mr. Dillon said he would not be attending as journalists should not take instruction from officials of the House of Commons, however august they may be. And that's where I want to go into the, where is it now? Oh dear, I've lost the page. Hang on, I might have to find the page again, in which case there'll be a cut here. Oh, no, got it. I want to talk about the online harm bill, the online safety bill, sorry. It's, the Ministry of Truth, which purveyed lies, the Ministry of Peace, which was nothing but to do with war. So, Dillon said that he will not take instruction from officials of the House of Commons, however august they might be. Well, there is a government semi-official body called Ofcom, and that's the Office of Communications. And they are going to be telling the internet companies what they can let people say and speak online. And this is from Science Focus. On the 17th of March, the new world-leading online safety bill was brought before Parliament. It's not world-leading at all. Putin's done the same thing, hasn't he? The bill is part of the UK government's plan to make the UK the safest place to go online. All right. It's like saying this is the safest way to cross the road. There is never any really safe way to cross a road. The only way you can make people completely safe crossing roads is by stopping them from crossing roads. And basically that's going on with the online safety bill. We're one step now. After a while, when it's discovered there are more loopholes, there'll be another step and another step. And where will it end? Well, it won't end well wherever it ends. Currently, websites, including social media platforms, are responsible for identifying and removing harmful or criminal behaviour on their sites. With the new online safety bill in place, it will be Ofcom, the UK's communications regulator, telling the social media giants what content can and cannot be shown to British users. This is absolutely terrible. So here we have an office of the government telling people what they can and cannot see. And, you know, there are all sorts of problems because they are going to have to make exceptions. For instance, the Quran, that's a standard example, kill disbelievers wherever you find them or whatever it is. Well, I'd say that was pretty harmful. But is Ofcom going to stop that from being put online? Is the Quran going to be banned? I doubt it. Because Ofcom is, is subject to fashionable ideas. If we were a fascist government, it would be banned. And that's the problem. We don't know what sort of government we're going to get next. At the moment, this government is inefficient and bumbling, but it's reasonable. But what if Jeremy Corbyn had got in with his ideas? Would we have liked his take on what Ofcom would have allowed us to say and think and hear? I'll just do a little bit more from this online safety bill. The full title is A Bill to Make Provision for and in Connection with Regulation by Ofcom, which is a branch of the government, of certain internet services for and in connection with communications offences and for connected purposes. Now, I understand the good intentions behind it, but as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And we, if this goes through, are on the road to hell. I'm serious. Well, look, I'll leave a link to this particular article about the online safety bill, and you can look for yourself, because I could go through this long paper for minutes and if you're interested in how it's going to affect you, just look at the link below and you'll see. And there's not a lot I can do about it. It seems that the people in the House of Commons appear to be basically in agreement with this. And you see, it's understandable, because it's their job to make laws that make people's lives better according to their lights. And obviously, if you're going in for government, then you are the sort of person who likes to tell people what to do. It's a sort of self-selecting process. And you're going to get people in the government thinking in this way. Whereas people like me, who wouldn't stand a chance of going into the government because I come out with things that maybe are not that politically correct, people like me are going to be worried. Not that I think they're going to get at me. I'm more worried about the standard thing. Just look where the police are with jokes. People send Twitter jokes out and they get or quote the lyrics of songs, and the police jump on them and prosecute them. I keep bringing up the case of a teenage girl who quoted a song which was the favourite song of a 13-year-old boy who had been killed in a traffic accident, a neighbour of hers or a friend. And she quoted the lyrics in his memory because he liked that song or that rap. And she was put through the mill on that by the police, who will always seize on an opportunity to prosecute a soft target. And this is in a similar vein. And we really do have to watch out for this. Although what this video will do about it, I can't say. Anyway, I am Grannyopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I let you know when I've uploaded a video on my social media platforms, which are Twitter, Gab and Parler, and there I am at Grannyopteryx. Please like this video, please share it, I think it's quite important. Subscribe to my channel and support my channel if you can. Alright, that's it, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Grannyopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.grannyopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.